I never want that music to end. I'm sorry. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you. If you are here joining us live, we love having you. If you're watching the recording, we also love having you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Now, normally at the start of a show, I take a few minutes. I get everyone excited about the topic that we're going to talk about. But today we're going to do things a little bit differently. Here in a minute, I'm going to bring up John Caripo, the co-founder of EduProtocols. But before I do that, he's going to kick us off. But before I do that, I want to remind everyone that if you're watching live today, you can be posting comments. You can be interacting with what's happening up in the show. So over in whatever platform you're watching on today, go over to that comment section, leave us a little hi, how are you, where are you calling in from? If you have a question, we can bring that up on the stage, or we can stop our speakers and make sure your answers get answers, or your questions get answers, excuse me. Okay, without further ado, let's kick this thing off because we have got a ton of people backstage. I'm gonna bring up John. John, it is fantastic to have you here.
Happy Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve. Fantastic way of saying it. Now, John, I assume there are quite a few folks watching who know exactly what an EduProtocol is. But
yeah, like Tim Arnold.
Just assume
Tim Arnold's an ace. He's in the chat already.
Tim Arnold. I love it. Hey, Tim, good to have you here. But let's go ahead and assume that some people do not. So why don't you just take us through that elevator pitch of EduProtocols? What are we looking at?
Sure thing. You want to put my slides up? Oh, we got a German here. Yay. Hi, Miria. So real quick, you guys. EduProtocols is a shift in teaching mindset. So it's not a program. There's no workbook. It is a mindset shift for teachers that results in dramatically less work at home. That's the work less part, like no weekend grading. It's really cool. And then teach better part is massive results in your testing and your scores, like huge growth, like incredible changes. And I'm just going to start with the big stuff, Dave. There's 24,000 teachers in our EduProtocols community sharing and communicating, and it's all positive. I know some of the Facebook groups scare me, and I've been in teaching 30 years. I'm like, oh, don't say that. They'll all yell at you. Our Facebook group has 24,000 teachers using these protocols to make their everyday teaching way more satisfying, way less work, and way more results. So definitely give that a look when you guys get a sec. So EduProtocols are research-based. We are classroom teachers that have built all of these things based on Hattie's work, based on Marzano's work. And again, it's a pedagogical approach, not a curriculum. So you could have, I'm not going to mention names, but you guys know the names, right, of the publishers. You can take their stuff, same article, better activity. And the SEL and the UDL, which sometimes we see as an add-on, like, oh, I need to do an SEL version of this, or I need to do 3 worksheets for this one because it's UDL. No. In EduProtocols, everybody's working. So what are they? These are the books we've got, and we've got a brand new one. There's over 100 identified EduProtocols, and honestly, David, there's probably another 40 or 50 that people are making on their own, because it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like recipes, right? Somebody makes a cake and then somebody goes, you know what? We only have vanilla. I'm going to put some cocoa powder in that. We got a chocolate cake. And then 100 years later, somebody's like, I'm going to make my cake red. And somebody else is like, why? I don't know. Sounds good. So that's how it goes with the protocols. They're just like on the move. And I love this quote. I can't even remember where I got it, but I love it. It's a repeatable teaching routine that boosts engagement, supports critical thinking, and adapts to any content, helping teachers teach better with less prep. So David, again, I can use this with 4.5-year-olds or AP students or adults. So why do they work? Here's the brain science. So if you look at this little chart I'm moving around here, this is called the forgetting curve, and it was researched by a guy named Frederick Ebbinghaus in the late 1880s. And basically it says, if you do an activity every day for 4 days, your retention, look at the retentions up here, like 75% retention. And if you've ever been a classroom teacher and your kids can't remember the difference between a pronoun and a proper noun, this is why they can't remember. Not enough reps. So we do a lot of reps in protocols. And then another one, and David, I know you're kind of a world traveler guy. I picked this one up in India. I was teaching some kids, and the superintendent leans over and goes, John, isn't this just ipsative learning? Now I'm 57 years old, and I'm like, what's ipsative learning? Ipsative learning is basically a brain theory that says when humans do a task and they get feedback, their first instinct is, I should do that again for a better score. This explains Candy Crush, golf, bowling, solitaire. When you give humans a score, their initial inclination is, I need to do it better. And it applies to everything. Have you ever cooked a meal and gone, man, this is really good stew, too much salt. I got to cook it again tomorrow. Tomorrow's stew is really good, not enough bay leaves. So this is the way human brains are built. And EduProtocols basically mimic what the brain wants, which is that immediate feedback. And that's what's great about Book Reader, right? You can build something and you get the immediate view of what's going on. And I want to put a little asterisk real quick. That's not the same as instant gratification. Instant gratification is where you push a button and you get a jelly bean. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing quality work and getting timely feedback. So things aren't going in the turn-in box. Another thing with EduProtocols is we like to start with a smart start. So anybody who's like book creator curious and maybe hasn't actually used it with students yet, just start with something fun. Put them in Book Creator. Say, guys, give me 4 pictures of stuff you love. Make it cool. Yeah. Add a video and let the kids figure it out, okay? And then you come back a couple days later and you go, remember that Book Creator? And the whole class goes, oh, yeah, that was so fun. I'm like, hey, we're going to do a Book Creator about the book we're reading. The kids are like, we get to do that? So setting it up is really, really, really critical. But watch this part, David. This is really interesting for me. I'm going to drop a little arrow here. Hattie says feedback is a 0.73. Timely feedback is a 0.73. That's 2 years of growth. Hattie says spaced repetition is a 0.71. That's almost 2 years of growth. And he says practice is a 0.79, which again is almost 2 years of growth. And here's the wild part. I don't think when he did the research, anybody was doing 3 of these at once. So what's the combined effect of 3 really high effect strategies, right? And then this is another fun one. We can learn in 4 ways as human. Repetition. You know how we learn the alphabet song? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? We learn the song. Retrieval. We take notes. We write in a journal. We do things. And then we pull it back later. We use flashcards to remember things. Reciprocal. Kids learning from kids. David, check out all my cool tricks I did in Book Creator. You're like, oh my gosh, you're the coolest 4th grader ever. I'm going to use those tricks. Reciprocal. But the wild one we don't talk about much in education is recursion. And recursion is really important for this conversation because it's memorizing multi-step processes. Hi, Kimberly Cote, by the way. She's awesome. Multi-step processes. And the example I use for my boomers and my Gen X is driving a car with a stick shift. I got to run the stick shift. I got to run the gas pedal. I got to run the clutch all at once. And I have to be in the right gear. So when you use our advanced strategies, kids get a lot of repetition, a lot of retrieval, a lot of reciprocal, which leads to that recursive. And here, I'm going to put this in the chat. You guys can share it with us publicly. If people are like, oh, this EduProtocols thing is rad, there's a sampler we've got. There's a whole bunch of free lessons and templates in there that people can jump into. But let's get to the task at hand, David. I've been yapping too much.
All right. Yeah, let's bring these people up. Let's bring up some teachers.
It's based on the Japanese game called Pechakucha, which stands for chit chat. So Bukakucha is book chat.
Book chatting.
The way I like to deploy it, when I was in the classroom in the late 90s, lit circles were all the rage. And they were cool, except for one problem. Take forever to prep. Take forever to correct. Take forever, like 40 minutes a day, you guys, like huge chunks of time. So my co-author, Marlena, was watching this Pechakucha, and she's like, hey, we could do this about books. We could do this about books. So check this out. A Bukakucha is super low prep. It's immediate feedback. You do a weekly flow. So this week's the same as last week, David. Every week, setting, protagonist, antagonist, literary devices, main conflict. Every week.
Repetition.
Yeah, so my planning is down, but the kids start adding more and more details, okay? And lots of standards, and it's also social because guess what happens at the end of the 3-minute build time? Tables present to each other. So now kids are reciprocal. So we got multi-step, we got dude, I got all 4 of the learning models in one application. So this is what we call the recipe card in EduProtocols. Individual library, you take, and this is a great thing too, David. What if kids aren't all reading the same book? Doesn't matter. All the books have a setting. What if we're not reading the same book? All the books have a conflict. So it gives kids student choice in the book or article they're reading, or I can do it all together. So basically, we focus on one skill every day, and then we get 3 minutes of build time. Now, that might sound really quick, but all the kids have to give me is one picture and 3 facts. You get 3 minutes. And then they present in their little groups. So here's what the template looks like. Probably not that exciting to look at this point, but wait till Scott and Lisa get going, because that's where it's going to get really cool.
I feel like you're leading us in here with Bokakucha being book creator.
I'm doing a full Spengali on you guys, so get ready for that. So you take the template, and then here's one I made. So in this particular one, what we're studying today in my class is conflict, character versus character. And I'm going to make that yellow so it pops. Okay, we're doing character versus character. We are citing our pages, David. That's a good little skill, but it's not that hard. Where'd you find this? My name is Johnny. The book is Holes, and I got 2 pictures here. And look what I did. Oh, I pasted the wrong picture here. Oh, no, I'm good. So in the movie, John Voight plays Mr. Sir. In my movie, it would be Luke Wilson. In the movie, Shia LaBeouf plays Stanley, and in my movie, it would be Zac Efron. And that's one of the really subtle but powerfully creative things. The kids in my version, when I do this, we're going to put the protagonist's name, but then we're going to list who would play them in your movie. I get an amazing amount of Will Ferrell. And then right here, the kids are just simply giving me 3 quotes. You can take a bad boy, make him dig holes. All life begins with water. I see you looking at my gun. Don't worry, I'm not going to waste a bullet on you. So that is dialogue that's indicative of the conversation between Stanley and Mr. Sir. And so the kids get 3 minutes and they crank it out, and then they share. So once again, low prep, immediate feedback, weekly flow, all that stuff. So that's Bokakucha, and Scott and Lisa are going to show it to you guys in Book Creator, and it's really cool. Yes. But David, I have a preview for the audience of what we're working on next. And I don't even know we talked about this.
Not yet. No. We're going to do it at the end. Do it at the end. Don't show them yet. Let's show them Bokakucha, and we'll share your preview at the end, because I don't want to spoil it.
Look, I did the fake Zoom pause. Yeah, okay.
Oh, you did the fake. You got me, man.
I did the fake Zoom pause. Okay. Yeah, put my slides down, and then we'll show you the big secret at the end.
All right. I'm going to bring up Lisa. I'm going to bring up Scott, and I'm going to bring up Julian. Welcome to the show, y'all. So excited to have you here. We're not going to waste a single second getting this going. Lisa, I'm putting your screen up on. Why don't you introduce yourself and then get us started?
Yes. All right. Can you hear me okay? It's a little glitchy on my end.
Yeah, I can hear just fine.
Am I good?
Yep.
All right. At Rondo School of Discovery in Corona Norco Unified. And I am the Riverside County Teacher of the Year, and I'm super, super excited to show you what my students are doing. So for this particular Bokakucha, I wanted to have a little extra fun with it. And so we are towards that end of the year. And so I gave my students all of the science topics that we have learned this year. And they got to question and then find a book that goes with it. So that's kind of where I wanted to give some voice in short. So this student chose Hidden Figures, which I absolutely love. So not only am I getting science in, but I'm getting some real good reading in and writing standards. And I will show you, we were working on Mission 2, and that's what I wanted to show you. If I could get that loaded. Very quick, very simple, is that they have to describe the book in 3 words. And what I love about that is it's concise, and it allows my students to really narrow in what is the main idea of this book or the main subject. Why does this subject matter to science? And if you notice, there's a recording tool, and I think this is the part, right, that I get to really talk about Cami and Book Creator together, right? So the UDL here, is amazing. So I have my students, they're able to type, they're able to draw, they're able to speak, they're able to record a video, they're able to use AI features to generate images. Like, are you kidding me? Like, there's so much happening here. On this next one, I'm so sorry, my service is being funky.
All good.
If I could get to my next one. Okay. I'm trying to pull up my next one for you. Which is funny because I am at like a very tech forward school. We are a school of discovery and we have like the worst Wi-Fi. So go for it.
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay. Is it loaded? Can you see it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Looks good.
Go for it. So as you can see, hopefully. Okay, good. On this one too, you have another student. So they have a different book, a different topic. And so you'll see that they described it scientific, futuristic, interesting. Again, they were able to draw an image. They were able to talk. They're able to record here. This is just for mission 2. And as you can see, this takes 3 minutes. There's so much voice. There's so much choice. And as John mentioned, now we do that again next week. So this was actually from last week. My students are doing another Bukakucha this week using the same format and template. They're sticking to the same topic, but now they have a new book. So again, we're able to just keep this going in this framework. And because it's kind of going,
speeds things up so much.
Oh, completely. Because once they get it down, you do it together. And then once they get it down, they know what to do. It truly becomes a mission. And for the sake of time, because it's lagging, I'm going to show you another one. And my biggest message for all of this and all these incredible tools and features here that goes with this protocol that both book creators to our students here is here's another one. So how animals adapt. I understand what the main subject is. I get to hear my student's voice. I get to see a picture. I get to see the explanation. But I am huge on UDL, on Universal Design Learning. And what I want to point out in all 3 that I just was able to show you is who was my GATE student? Who was my EL student? Who is my struggling reader? Who is my not a math brain? You can't see that. You can't tell because every single one of my students is able to be successful, be confident, and be able to meet it at a level that they are confident to do so. And so that's what I love about it, is that it gives every student a voice, every student an opportunity to show who they are. So I love it.
Lisa, I love it too. We love you. That was excellent. And everything that John said about the structure of the protocol just came to life as you showed that book creator piece. And John, I really appreciate you showing the slide deck version because the book creator one looks so much more fun. All right. I'm really happy that we had you up. Lisa, thank you so much. I'm going to pull your screen down. Is that cool? Awesome. And I would like to pull up Scott.
Wow, put me after the incredible Lisa Moe. That's a difficult thing to follow up. She hit it all very well.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Man.
Tough spot. All right. Well, I wasn't the current teacher of the year, but I was a 2024 teacher of the year in San Diego, California. And,
nice.
And this Bukakucha is incredible. It's amazing on paper, but to put it in a book creator, it just livens it up so much more. I'm going to share my screen. I hope it works.
Yep, you're good, Scott. You're all up on the screen.
Can you go to the last student, the last book in here? It's on the bottom there. And I have mission 3. So my mission was able to show not just the amazing way the students can speak, but the students can take a video. And this was so funny to watch them. At first, they're very dull, and they're like, wait, I have to liven this up. So then they thought they were on YouTube. It was incredible. Just the way they engaged with it. Talk about immediate feedback. They listened to themselves and were like, wait, that's not what I meant to say. That's not what I meant to say. So they were able to redo it again, sort of like bowling and golfing, like John mentioned earlier. Just the instant feedback changes this incredibly. Just things you can't get from pencil and paper.
Yeah,
as
no,
well
that's
as.
and Scott, this is your screen if you wanted to go to that deck and click there.
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm on my screen, yeah. So let's go to the bottom here.
Yeah.
Where'd we go? The variance in speeds is incredible. All right, so here we go. Then they're able to get the metaphorical. Like this student was talking about a challenge, and she was talking about her book that she created, the science book she created, and tied it into folklore. And she was talking about lying. So the students get to create an image, and they can find it on Google. This student found her picture on Google and talked about lying. And so there's a metaphorical picture of Pinocchio lying. Then other students were able to create their own pictures. Talk about exciting. They were able to create their own pictures in Adobe. And this student's talking about her family getting together. And it was funny. She ran out of time. So she threw in a picture here of, sorry, I ran out of time. And she has a clock in the sand. And here in Adobe, she's able to create a picture about her trouble, her and her sibling not getting along and her mother yelling at them. So the amount of language that came out of this, she first typed in mother mad at me and got a picture that did not match what she wanted. So she had to go in there and rewrite, getting that instant feedback and redoing, recreating, and 5, 6, 7 times before she got the picture she wanted and then threw it in here. If she would have done that on paper, it would have been a one-time done, turn it in the inbox. This allowed her to recreate, edit, revise, and finally she got the picture she wanted before she could put it in here. So I can't speak more about how amazing EduProtocols is. Then to add Book Creator and Cami into it, whole other level, game changing completely.
No, absolutely, Scott, and man, that's such a good point when it comes to using these AI tools. Is it not only does it give it a chance to bring to life what the student is thinking about, but it gives them that ability to say, no, let's tweak this, and get closer and closer to what I'm actually looking to put on the page. And man, you guys showed some amazing different ways that students are expressing themselves. Do you guys feel like there was one tool that the students enjoyed using the most, or that you found that was causing the most fun?
What I liked about it is each student has an opportunity to pick the tool that they like. I couldn't say the class likes this tool best, because these students like the pen and paper drawing, where they were drawing tool. This student liked recording herself but not showing her picture, and this student enjoyed, maybe a little too much, enjoyed being on video. Look at my hair, look at the way. So each student gets their own opportunity to pick the tool they like the best. They have to do them all, but they get to pick the one they like the best. And there's such a variety of tools in Book Creator that every student's going to find the thing that they like.
Yeah, and you're learning more about your students as they do these assignments, right? Based on the kind of work that they're putting in there.
Completely.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. David, I don't know if you want to bring my screen up here. Hopefully you guys like that template that you saw. I'm gonna show you where you can find that template. Part of this amazing partnership that we're doing with EduProtocols is designing some templates that go with different EduProtocol strategies. And so Book Akucha was the first one that we did, and I'll show you guys not only that science one that you saw from Lisa and Scott, but a couple other content areas as well. Also, just wanted to shout that Book Creator and Cami are one family, right? And so if you are a Book Creator person, if you're a Cami person and you find yourself in this webinar, you will start to see a lot more of us doing things as one. And so we're very, very excited. There's a lot of overlapping missions here from the two products that are coming together, and super, super bright future for what we're planning to do. Outside of that, one thing I also wanted to point out as far as Book Creator, and this might just add a little bit more of that intrinsic motivation. I know that the way that Scott and Lisa implemented this lesson, there's tons of that intrinsic motivation because of like what Scott was saying. They get a chance to really pick the tool that they find to be, the most fun or the most representative of their learning style. So that's amazing. But another aspect that Book Creator has is the ability to publish these books. Right. And that's something that Book Creator has loved, or that Book Creator users have loved from the very beginning, is that you can publish these books either privately, so that you can just share that link with your family, share that link with another teacher, your friends, whoever has that link can read your book, but you can also make it public. So if you're doing a novel study or you're doing some sort of original project, right, you can publish these books publicly for anyone out there to view. and the students absolutely love checking that data, looking how many reads they have, looking at what countries have read their book. It's really, really awesome for the kids to follow. So know that that's there as well. But those templates, if you go to our Discover library, app.bookcreator.com/discover, and the link is right there as well, you will see the 3 Book-a-Kucha templates that we have. Reaching for the Stars was our science. We have a U.S. President study for social studies class, and then a Beyond the Plot novel study. So please, please, please go to that Discover library. Take a look at those Book-a-Kucha templates. You can remix those, change out a few little details to fit your particular lesson that you're trying to do. But as Lisa and Scott and John all talked about, it's that first book, that first EduProtocols, or that first little basic EduProtocols to get them going. But as they do these over and over, they'll become very, very comfortable and familiar with that skill set. And so you're really getting a good, authentic assessment of what they know. And so I just wanted to make sure that you guys saw where those templates were. Very soon you'll be able to just type in Book-a-Kucha and these things will pop up as well. But as it sits right now, they're sitting at the top of our featured page, so you can go and find them right now.
Go find them right now. You can make a copy, remix it into your students' libraries, get them going. I had a few questions, but I wanted to know if anyone else had any questions. I was going to pick Scott and Lisa's brain a bit. So I was actually wondering, how long have you both been running EduProtocols in your classroom? And like, what's the before and after look like? Oh, okay. Lisa's live.
Sorry, I had to hush the children. Thank you, guys. I've been doing EduProtocols now, I think, for about 7 or 8 years. So pre-pandemic, which made online learning and teaching even more like phenomenal. Like those students that I had during that time to this day tell me that was their favorite year, which I think is so impactful and important. You know,
you never hear that.
No, and it was a great year because I think there was so much student ownership in a time that nothing seemed in our control. So I think that was really where EduProtocols really supported that, still that choice, that, you know, that autonomy of their learning and really, you know, owning their education in a time that we were all just like, what is happening? So yeah, it's been a beautiful.
This is only my 2nd year with EduProtocols. And I'm at that stage where I've got about 6 years left before I retire. And the title, work more, teach less, or teach obviously, work less, teach more. I was like, yes, I'm all about that with 5 years, 6 years left. And then it's just changed my classroom completely.
EduProtocols,
I'm sad I only have 5 years left at this point. The EduProtocols has not only excited the children, but excited me, got my energy going. Every day we do a different one, and the kids are like, let's do that one again. Let's do that one again. It's game changing.
Yeah, no, Scott, I totally feel that when I'm whether I'm talking about Book Creator or Cami or talking to you guys about EduProtocols, it does make me miss the classroom, and I'm like, man, I wish I could just, you know, deliver this lesson. It sounds so fun.
All right, John, let's give the people what they want.
Nobody asked me how long I've been using protocols.
you started the movement, man.
1997, last century.
Wow.
Let's do a big finish. All right, here we go.
All right, big finish. Show us what's coming, John.
And David, thanks for pulling me back last time because I almost gave away the good stuff.
All right.
So, some people in the audience will know this. In Japan, parents actually build these bento boxes for school lunch, and they sort of like compete. Like, is Lisa's mom's bento cooler than Scott's dad's bento? Like, they make these really creative lunch boxes for kids. And so I want to give a shout out to the amazing Amanda Sandoval, who spotted that and said, wait, we could do book bentos. So we got a protocol called the bento box. And so again, any topic or book, 5 to 9 elements or questions, 1 slide, and then the kids share out. So the flow is very, very straightforward. And don't make fun of me, David. The template looks kind of boring, but we're going to zhuzh it up in Book Creator. But here's what you've got. You've got these 5 boxes right here, the 5 boxes. and images go in there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's where kids either answer a question or write about it. Now, here's some real student work. And this one was 5. It was a picture of your favorite quote, 1 to 2 pictures of your favorite foods, a picture of your favorite animal, a GIF that highlights your favorite TV show or movie, and pictures of 3 historical figures, past or present, that you'd like to invite to dinner. So this is what we would call like the Smart Start version, right? So it's the fun one where people don't need to use a lot of cognitive load. And then here's another example. Notice the difference, though, in the way it looks. This is that voice and choice piece. There's a lot of ways to do it. Now, in the bento that we're going to build in Book Creator, it's going to be way prettier and way more visual. But imagine this, David, for like we're going to read a story about Marie Curie inventing or understanding radiation. So what are some of the things she needs? Well, first of all, she needs a lead jacket. She did not do that right. But you can take a poem and say, what are images that come to mind? You could take a science textbook and say, if you're going to do this experiment, what things do you need? And so the bento just represents a space in which the kids can drop their own creativity. And I think Book Creator is going to be fantastic for this because like Lisa and Scott demonstrated, you've got the video, you've got the audio, you can draw, all those ways to answer the questions. But imagine doing that like on, hey, we're chapter 5 on holes. What does Stanley need right now for this chapter? So it's very timely for kids. It's very visual for kids, lots of higher order thinking. And that's a link to my slides, which I think
and we got a link. We got a link scrolling down there at the bottom right now too. If you want to get a copy of John's slides, we also shared John's link to the sampler over in the chat. And folks, we have run out of time. I told you we had a
fast half hour
for you today. That was a very fast half hour. That tease that John was doing about the bento book, stay tuned to your Discover section. We are working frantically right now to get more designs for EduProtocols uploaded into that Discover library so you can quickly make copies of these things. And we've got some fans in the audience. Love to see that. Before we head out, Scott, Lisa, I have to say thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today, sharing some of your actual students' work with us today, and just giving us your perspective from the classroom on how these tools are used intentionally to build that knowledge and to build that learning cycle so that it's fun and excitable. And to have students say that the COVID year was the best year of school for them, that's pretty amazing because that was a tough year, I think, for everybody. So thank you so much, Scott. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, guys. That was amazing. That was amazing.
All right. Now, before I wrap us up, I'm going to say thank you to John and Julian as well. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I'm going to put you backstage. I'm going to wrap things up. Frankie, bring up that code. If you are watching today and you are interested in getting the attendance certificate, that is the secret code that you're going to need to punch in. And then I want to let you know that right now, if you are heading into summer, we have a ton of summer learning resources coming at you. The next webinars that we have coming up are all focused on summer learning. We're also producing some short, little unstoppable in 15-minute conversations where we're gonna help guide you through this process of making sure you don't have all this summer learning lost, right? And you don't want your students coming back a half a year behind. Now, to aid in that, right now, if you are on the fence about Book Creator or about Kami, or you are talking to one of the decision makers in your school and you want to know how you can get these tools applied quickly, reach out to someone at Kami if you already have a contact. If you don't, you can reach out to me, community@kamiapp.com, and I will put you in touch with someone. We are running a summer special, y'all. That is right. We are running a summer special on all of these our amazing products inside that Kami family of apps. So I encourage you to reach out. If you're on the fence right now, is a great time. But I have run over. I've said way too much. You can grab your attendance certificate and the code. If you're watching live, thank you so much for all the participation in the chat. And if you're watching the recording, thanks for making it this far. All right, y'all. We will see you at the next one. Take care.